Okay, just starting to get everything situated again. Yeah, completely forgot to run the whatever it's called. Qualifying, which kind of sucked. So I had to run everything and hopefully got everything correct. And alright, so we are live everywhere else. Chat is up and running. Let us get ready for the race. Hopefully everything's good to go. It should be. Save race and take a look. Standings qual. Everything
Drivers,
looks okay.
to your cars.
So we have 7 seconds.
Drivers, start your engines!
And here we go. We got to everyone start their engines. And we are off again. Top 3, for the most part, are the Mayflower team. Wonder if anybody's going to be able to catch them, at least at the end of the season. So they should not get used to performing this well, though we'll see once I implement all the new driver ratings at the end of, or the start of season 2, to help keep most of the drivers in line with everybody, and then their cars are going to have to be the difference. But 45 Rollins gets a great start on that green flag, as he leaves everybody, including his teammates, in the dust. He's got about a car length now between him and 15. I think he's Grubb. So definitely a great start by him. So 1, 2, 3 are all Mayflower teams. So we'll see how long that lasts. As here in Vegas, it can be a very packy, it's a packy team. But we do see Weber looks like he blew an engine towards the beginning of that race. May have messed a few drivers up there. So that was on the green flag, so no restarts doing that, or no restarts because it was during a green flag run. So Weber not having the great start that he wanted to have in that 33 car. As we see, Pack is starting to form up in this front group here. The 45 is very far ahead. I guess he's got about a half a car length, which is pretty large here at Vegas. But he has a ton of cars nipping at his heels as they go 3 wide for second place and third place. As these other Mayflower drivers have dropped back a bit, maybe conserving their tires towards the end of this green flag run. As a few of the front drivers are starting to spread out a bit. It's still 3 wide, probably around 4th and 5th positions. And then back to almost 3 wide going in second place. So we do have the 16. We have Hannah getting that second place. We do have the 25 of Yates. He is on one of our older teams. I know he has had a few sponsor requests, but has never gotten back to us. So we'll see what happens to him starting next season. We'll see as Hannah and the 25 or the 45 of Rollins are starting to pull away. We'll see how long that lasts once we have a few cars, the other cars start to get stretched out. We still have a couple 3 wide going on. Take a look towards the end. think these three cars got stuck behind the 33 of Weber when he blew his engine, so it's definitely not something any of these guys wanted to see. And then the 34 of Moto, sporting his new paint job. As we do have a crash exiting turn 4. Everybody's racing back to the lines. Looks like Haas, Adams, Emerson, Davis, Juith is all in the crash. We are going to go to cautions. Looks like maybe the 05 of Williams also crashed as they were racing back to the line. It's like we are going to get squared away. Not sure what, I guess I'm not sure who that is, but we can go ahead and rewind to check, see what happened and what caused that crash. Guess there is some smoke. That was the Williams. Let's see what happened to Will. Oh, that wasn't Williams. Oh, it's Williams. Oh, it's Bowers. 05 Bowers. I don't know why I think that was Williams. We take a look. This was, I believe, at the yellow flag. I think they all got the yellow flag. Yeah, you know, Bowers basically just checked up, and the 99, I think, of Willis. Yeah, Willis was right there. I guess Bowers just didn't see him at all. That's definitely not something that he wanted to see. We rewind to see the main crash that caused this issue. As we start to see it right now, looks like Davis possibly just as we say enter in, looks like turn 4. Had Davis and maybe Barker in that 38, or Parker in that 38, just touch and just slow, yeah, and then Davis just turns and it slides right up the track. Yeah, oh, yeah, Adams, that 23, nowhere to go as he goes head first hard into the wall. Ward also collected in that. As really now everybody's smoke is just filling that front stretch. Nobody exactly knows where to go. Looks like the 52 slamming hard into the thorn in that 0 car. And then there goes Martinez at 22 just spinning in that front stretch. So we take a quick view of Adams. We see what happens to him. As out of nowhere, he just gets slammed hard driver's side and just goes straight into the wall. So we take another look here. Yeah, you can see Davis and Parker in that 38, 56 touch, and just nowhere for any of these cars to go. Hard into the wall. Definitely see that safer barrier slowed down Adams. He went head first, almost full speed into the wall. And we see it looks like Martinez did get bumped a little bit, but mostly he's just spinning, not really hitting anybody. And you see that engine of Adams smoking as he is done for the day. We'll see what else happens. We see Walker Sr. coming up and just taps Thorne in that 0 car. Looks like he may be good to go, but we'll have to see what happens once we go back green and then once these pit stops are over with. But two Pitch Racing's cars both are in that wreck. As we watch these final cars start to slow down to catch up to that pace car. As we fast forward, see if we can get back to the live racing. But yeah, the big one here at Vegas. As we're on lap 10 of 81, so we still got a while to go. Multiple cars in that crash. As we take a look at the standings, this looks like Adams and Webb. Well, Adams out of the race from that crash. I think Webber basically blew his engine at the start of the race. Yeah, at the start of the race, Webber basically blows his engine, and then Adams basically went head first straight into the wall. That is definitely not what he wanted to see. As we take a look at Hannah, first place after all the pit stops and everything going on, and then Martin in that 72 right behind him. As we take a look as they get ready to go green flag and see what we can do on this green flag run, as we are on lap 11 of 81. We put up some standings, and then we see Rollins in that 45 jumping on the inside of Martin. We see a ton of movement going on. Looks like maybe Martin may not have taken a pit stop, as it looks like he's going like a little bit slower than some of these other cars. Same with Hannah in that 16. So they may have chosen to stay out rather than pit to lead a couple of laps. I mean, it kind of looks like that's what was happening, as they are just dropping back. As we see the 45 of Rollins and the 6 of Pitts just fly past them, and then Paul in that 4 again, or as well. As the pack is starting to form back up towards the front, we'll see how long that lasts. As we do see multiple cars trying to draft each other to move up. As we see the pack is starting to form up. At least for the front, about 10 cars. It looks like there is a third pack forming towards the back as well. So we take a look at the back cars that look like they're not able to keep speed. Prescott slowing down. I think O'Brien at 55, he had too much damage, but it looks like he's not able to keep speed as well, although he may have gotten stuck behind somebody. As we take a look at some of these second main group, this first group right here is all keeping speed and starting to bunch back up. See Green in the 42, trying to hold off Yates in that 25. Yates, part of one of the, I guess one of the silent teams who has really not made any upgrades for a couple of weeks now, so we'll see what happens during season 2, see if he's back and able to take a sponsor that he's been offered, but we'll see about that. So we do see some 3 wide going on for a top 10 position between Rollins in the 45, Martin and Parker in the 38, who was involved, well, slightly involved in that first altercation, as he was the one that clipped one of the drivers, and that sent Adams into the wall and ending his day extremely early. We do see it's like Paul in that 4 has decided to move his way 3 wide as well, as Jay King in that 11 is just trying to figure out who to get behind to keep speed. Oh, and there is somebody bumped somebody. Oh, as we see, I think Sheets, and oh, there's nowhere for people, the second group to go. It's trying to get out of the way. Still, Martinez still towards the track. Looks like he is starting to move out of the way. As again, there's actually another bump right here with a Cargo McFadden And again, cars are just staying in the way. I'm not sure why Prescott had decided to slam hard in the back of Emerson, but he did. Cars are going into the pits, as we're definitely gonna have to check out to see what happened there. We take a look at Guerrero, see what started this. Looks like a small chain reaction. It looks like Bowers again. So it looks like Sheets and Grubb get into it to start the small chain reaction. As we see, Grubb looks like he's still, looks like the one of Walker Jr. passes him, and then Grubb just thinks that he can fit between Walker Jr. and Sheets, but Sheets is right there, so Grubb just turns right in front of him. And yeah, nowhere to go, as they just actually slide right in between Vega and that 88. And then they start sliding back down. See if the 17 of Mass, it looks like 17 of Mass was able to get past them. But I think there is a second group coming. And they are filled, they basically filled the entire track. As, yeah, it looks like Sheets tried to get going, but ended up taking a hard hit into the wall. And then here comes Martinez, and I think Vega in the 99. The Willis. They're just nowhere to go. They slowed down. I think they may have touched. Yeah, and then here comes Bowers and Emerson. They really have nowhere to go. I'm not sure why their spotter didn't tell them to get down. Down low, but they went high right where the drivers were. And then here comes a second group. Well, for the most part, but I think everybody was able to get past that. So, and then I think there was a second. Yeah, second crash right here. Sanders tries to get low, gets off pace, and then tries to get back on pace. And oh man, not sure what happened there. But that put Guerrero right into the wall. And then, I think somebody slammed hard into... Yeah, somebody slammed hard into Sanders. Yeah, Sanders slid right in front of Cargo in that 54. And then McFadden also comes in and slams hard. Not sure where his spotter told, but he slams hard in the wall and then goes straight... Or slams hard into Sanders in that 21. And then hard into the wall, so he completely lost control. And then we have the second group coming in. Not sure if they are, yeah, for the most part. Yeah, O'Brien just clips the side of Sanders, and then again Emerson clips the side of Sanders as well. And then Haas in that 8 just kind of an innocent bystander. You see multiple cars just in the way. And yeah, and then Prescott in that 19 just comes in and slams hard in the back of Emerson, that 1984. And I believe that is everything. Oh, and then right here, yeah, Willis and Grubb kind of bump as they're trying to get into the pits and not get into the pits. As we had another very large crash here at the start, or here at the beginning of this race. Catch up, see if we can get back to live. So very interesting race, as multiple cars are starting to bump each other. This will be a last. And then as we take a look at the remaining drivers, we see Thorne, the 0 is our lap down car, and then Willis, Grubb, Prescott, Emerson, Cargill, O'Brien, Sheet, Sanders, Guerrero, McFadden, all dropping out of this race. Yeah, definitely not something a lot of these owners wanted to see. As we do take a look to see who is going to be able to get a good run here. We'll see if Thorne in that 0 can keep pace once we hit the green flag. Bishop right behind her, and see if she's going to just let him through, as you see heavy damage on her back end as well as left side. As they do get the green flag, and she's definitely not able to keep speed, as Bishop and Rollins in that 45 are going to try to pass her. Moto in that 34 decides to stay right behind her. See if she's going to, or yeah, she is definitely not keeping speed, so we'll see how long the league lets her stay out there. She pulls right in the middle of the pack, causing this pack to bunch up, which is definitely not a good thing to happen here, especially since we've seen multiple cars basically bump other cars out of the way. And then who is that? I think it's Barker in the 51 getting stuck behind Thorne and just dropping positions like crazy. Williams in that 5 decides she wants to try to get to the inside, almost bumping into the 38 of Parker. And Parker was almost involved in a third incident here at Vegas, but looks like he's going to be able to get past as multiple cars. Looks like Jay King in that 11 still not able to get past Thorne, as he drops back to 24th position. I think he was towards the top 10 at the start of that green flag. As we go up to check out the leaders, as we see Rollins at 45 taking back the lead from Hannah in the 16, and as well as Jarvie in that 9, and the Bishop drops back to, it looks like, 4th place. And then this group is basically our top 5 for the race right now. Though Jarvie may be dropping back, not able to keep speed with these top 5 cars. As Bishop is going for 2nd place, Pitch almost decides to jump to the inside of Bishop of that 12 car, but ends up deciding not to, as he didn't want to go 3 wide. Though he is going for 2nd place now that Bishop has left that inside lane wide open. And all the while, Rollins at 45 is starting to pull away. He has gained about 1/10 of a second on 2nd place, but that's not too far in here in Vegas, as we are almost lap 30 of 81, so we still got a long ways to go. So we have had 2 incidents so far, hopefully not a third anytime soon. That has knocked out about 10-15 drivers. As it looks like Pitch, with the help of Hannah in 16, though Hannah decided he is going to jump to the outside to try to help out Rollins. Definitely going to help with this push out at the exit of the turn. Though didn't help, or was not able to get past Pitch, so Hannah in 16 has decided to jump and help Pitch to get past Rollins, and then there's just a line of drivers who just want to get past this 45, and again Pitch leaving that inside lane wide open, and he's going to end up like Rollins getting stuck behind this large, basically Congo line of top drivers, just going to drive right past him, because Rollins Pitch do not have the draft to help pull them through, as they've dropped a few positions. And we'll see this. It looks like Hannah in 16 has dropped back down. Take a look at some of the cars that are definitely much slower than that top 10 to 15 cars. So this front pack is starting to form up again. So definitely what race fans want to see, action pack, but definitely not what some owners want to see. Multiple drivers getting into crashes. We'll definitely see what's going to happen once they catch up to some lapped cars, as long as there are no issues for the next couple of laps. Because there are a few cars that have some heavy damage and are not able to keep speed. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on them and see what they can do. As we do see, looks like Taylor has led this last lap, so he's kind of came out of nowhere and jumped into speed, as it was a 3-wide almost for the lead. Though it looks like Hannah in that 16 decided to jump back down. Some of the leading cars, oh, there is a bump, and there they go again. Somebody clipped Srivastava, and Paul is going over on his head. Oh, and a hard hit. Actually, a ton of the top drivers were in this one, as they're still kind of bumming, trying to get through to each other, as their car's going slow, but then end up joining back into the race. As we just take a look at that, see what happened there. It's definitely Paul got the worst part of that, as he ended up right on his lid. So we take a look. Yeah, it was a battle for second place. Srivastava and Baxter in that 32 coming in. Yeah, it looks like Srivastava just clips the front of Baxter, and they both turn. And since it was like the fourth turn, they just slide right back into the pack, and that whole group just slams hard into the outside wall. And it looks like that 6 pitch and 16 of Hannah end up bumping into each other. And yeah, that collects Yates in that 25. Cars are just trying to get out of the way, staying low like their spotter wanted them to, but again, there's like nowhere for anybody to go. We see Paul flipping. We take a look at the roof cam of Paul to see what happens here. As yeah, he is right on his hood. Get back to TV. And rewind back to see a little bit of that second group that started this another crash. And then yeah, Hannah sliding into the wall, but just slides back in, and here comes the 52, and just hard hit into Hannah in that 16, and a pitch as well gets a hard front end hit as well. As we see Williams in 5 sliding in the ends, or in the front stretch. Roland's heavy damage. As we still have a few cars sitting in the way, as there is another group coming in. Here comes Martinez. Not sure if he hits anybody as there are still some much slower cars in the way. Yeah, there's the 88. And Martinez spotters telling him to go as high as he can, as their car's still in the way. And they have to dive out of the way for Baxter in this 32 car. But tons of cars taken out here. At Vegas, let's go ahead and go through this pit stop and caution to see if we can see what happened. Yeah, we're on laps 36 of 81, so definitely a ton of cars or ton of action so far here at Vegas. As at least half the field is probably done for the day. Many top drivers have ended up having to pull out of this race. We take a look as we go through this final caution lap, then we'll take a look see the standings. And the pace car is coming in, so yeah. So we are at 21 20 cars not out. Now we have Martin, Moto, Green, Mass, and Parker all in the top 5. Take a look at many of the top teams here are done for the day. Pitch, the points leader is done. It looks like multiple, 2 of Pitch Racing's cars are done. It looks like 2 of Mayflower's been great here today, as well as the last couple of races are done. As we see these cars coming to the green flag, Green, see if he can finish out this race. Has been a ton of action here, as again, with a Thorn in that 0 heavily damaged Thorn car, still trying to make up some laps and not doing well. As again, she is in the middle of the pack and just extremely slow. So her starting that front stretch really not great. We are lap 39 of 81. As Bishop in that 12 is getting stuck behind her. As he is now just dropping positions. Now he dives down, you see him passing her very quickly, so she is definitely a much slower car. We take a look at the start. It looks like Moto in the 34 with all the action has taken the lead and now has led a lap. I think his first lap he's ever led. Look at some of these back racing going on. Like Thorn is starting to make her way towards the back as she is going super slow. Oh, there aren't too many more cars left in this race. As we see Martin in the 72 trying to get past Moto in that 34. And it looks like Martin was able to get past Moto at that 34 to lead another lap. I believe he may have led 1 or 2 more laps, but we'll definitely see about that. And Green, he's going to get some help by Mass and Parker. And probably should pass him. As we see Green leading this last one, I guess lap 43 of 81. About halfway done, and we've lost about half the cars, so definitely super action-packed race. Thorn almost got turned by Davis in that 56. At least he slowed down a little bit. As right now this main pack here is just, I think, pulling away. Yeah, that top 7 drivers right now have a chance to win this, as they're under a second back from the leader. Though from 8th and on back is about over 4 seconds back, which here in Vegas is extremely far, or extremely far amount of space. As Martin in that is getting extremely close to that 34 of Moto, as he takes a dive into the inside of Moto. Moto is basically stuck in no man's land, not where he wants to be. As he gets past, looks like about 2 people will pass him now. And then Parker in that 38 is also going to come. We'll see if Jarvis is going to be able to catch up to a Parker and pass him, though it doesn't look like he'll have enough time. And we take a look. It looks like Mass has decided to take the lead. Martin is right behind him, and Martin definitely has help by Green in that 42 car. But it doesn't look like Martin will get past the 17. We take a look at some of these cars in the back. It looks like Thorne finally gotten to the end of the track, or end of the pack, as we see Martin taking the lead from Mass. We'll see if he's going to be able to hold it with Green right beside him, and Green has a great push by Parker in that 38 car. The 38 car has been involved in a couple of issues, but really only bumped a couple of cars, which caused some issues, and never getting collected in it himself. He looks like he's going to help pull Moto. See if Moto's going to catch back up and get past Parker. As again, this top 7 group is just pulling away. They're now 6.5 seconds ahead of the next group, which is led by the 12 car. I believe 12 is Bishop. As they are catching up to Walker Jr. Walker Jr. looks like he is having some engine trouble, as he is just not able to keep speed. I don't think he's been involved in any of the crashes, but he could cause this front group to get pulled away or get spread out more, as Green in that 42 just gets pushed back. As we see the 72 and then the 42 all are now a second behind the leader, so we'll definitely see if they start battling, if they are going to be able to catch back up. But yeah, these cars are flying. They are catching up to the 88 just did not get out of the way and collects the leader. As they're sliding back down, they need to get out of the way as the second pack is coming. And at least they stayed high to stay out of the way. But yeah, the 88 Vega just did not get out of the way and just turned into the leader. So that is definitely not going to sit well with Parker, who definitely had a chance to win this race. Yeah, I mean, it looked like Vega was going to let Parker up top and just turned right into him. I mean, all these other cars are definitely lucky that they did not get collected in this crash. But that probably ends Parker in that 38's car, or 38 car's, at least, maybe not his day, but definitely going to end his chance to win this race. As Walker Jr. almost slams hard into the front of Parker. As everybody races back to the line. It looks like that was all that happened. So at least only 2 cars were collected in that, but it also gives cars time to get a pit stop done. So we are on lap 53 of 81. Looks like Green is going to be leading a couple of laps as we are under caution. We'll definitely check once we get ready to go green. Yeah, it does not look like any of those guys dropped out of the race, but they are now a lap down. Because something definitely is wrong with Walker Jr.'s car. Didn't believe he was involved in any issues in this race, but he is a lap down and definitely not able to keep speed, as we saw them catch up to him very quickly. Didn't cause any issues as he did get out of the way, but yeah, that 88 Vega in that pizza car definitely did not get out of the way. We really see the fastest lap. It looks like he did get into a fast lap. Him 17:32 all to put in a very fast lap. We see green take the green flag. Yeah, it does not look like the Walker team was able to fix Walker Jr.'s cars. He is still not able to keep speed, as that lapped car, or that lapped line, is just extremely slow. First couple cars look like they are able to get past them, but then as soon as they hit that first corner, cars now starting to bunch up. It looks like Walker Jr. is able to keep a little bit of speed. At least he's going a little bit faster than some of these other lapped cars. This group right here is forming. We'll see what Thorne decides to do to the 88 car. Look at some of the leads. Looks like green is leading, as this backpack right now is there's some very good racing going on, because they are slowly catching up to some of these other lapped cars. They're going 3 wide. Ooh, 51. Barker almost gets clipped by Williams or Baxter, but able to sort themselves out. So it looks like everybody sorted themselves out. And Green and Martin are the top drivers right now. We are almost to hitting lap 60 of 81, so we have about a little more than 20 laps to go. And Martin, here comes Martin. There are definitely less cars now in this front pack, as we'll see once they get past this check. We have 3 wide for the lead. It looks like Green did back off a little bit, so that's definitely good. It looks like top 7 still are within a second of each other. It looks like the 22 is falling back, but this front group is just right next to each other. It's definitely great racing here at Vegas, but definitely not something that a lot of the owners wanted to see, as most of the top drivers in the point standings have ended up pulling out of this race. As a couple of drivers got clipped and causing a couple big ones, but here we go. 20 laps remaining. Looks like there are about 6 or 7 cars that have a chance, though if there is another issue or another crash between some of these top drivers, it's really anybody's game right now. It looks like, yeah, Parker is not able to keep speed at all anymore, and he has that 88 to thank for that. So we do see a 3 wide going on for a top 17, top 20 position. It looks like Walker Sr. is able to get past Davis, and then Thorne is just extremely slow. You see this front pack, like 6 cars are now within a second of each other. As looks like Martinez at 22nd is just dropping back, because I don't think he has any teammates to help him with, or any teammate, well, really anybody to help him. So right now, I don't know if there's any same team members here in the top 5 now that are within a second of each other. Shrivastava slowing down, as Green takes a sharp turn to get into the inside of Jarvie, as they are catching up to a lapped car past leader Parker in that 38, and 38 just not getting out of the way. I think he may still be angry about getting taken out by the 88. But it looks like he's taking it out on the leaders. Yeah, it looks like Jarvie's one of the last leaders to get past him, and Parker has caused these front cars to get stretched out a little bit. As now Jarvie has caught up, or as Srivastava has now caught up to Jarvie in that 9. And there are many slow cars, so Yeah, here comes the 88 of Vega. I'm sure these leaders are going to be a little more cautious when trying to pass him because they don't want to end up like Parker, basically battling it out for a tail end finish. As yeah, Martin in the 72 gets stuck behind Vega. As Vega looks like he, for the most part, stayed out of the way, other than at the start of that main pack. I'm not sure if he was warned by the league or not, but he, for the most part, stayed out of the way. As Bishop right now has a decent lead, about 2 or 3 car lengths in front of Martin. As we hit lap, I think 67? Yep, 68. And we still have 5 cars within a second of each other. Green right on the bumper of Martin. And here he comes to try to get past Martin as they just caught up to Bishop extremely fast. And here they go, catching up to Walker Jr. again. So yeah, there's definitely something wrong with Walker Jr.'s car. And he just does not want to get out of the way either, as he is going to get stuck, or he's going to decide, or Bishop is going to get stuck behind Walker Jr. as they work through some of these lapped cars. And now he's able to get past, as Martin in the 72 is leading this race. We hit lap, I believe, 70 of 81. So we have 11 laps to go as Green with Jarvie is going to try to pass him. They are catching up to a lap car of Baxter. We'll see who gets out of the way. If anybody, looks like Baxter is cutting right in front of, trying to block everybody, but she ends up having to back off as Green, as there is smoke going on. Looks like somebody spun out. I'm not sure who. That's probably going to cause a caution. That will cause a caution. So we are not sure who spun out. But somebody looks like they spun out into the infield. As we rewind to see what happened. It is Vega again. Does he do it again? Yeah, here comes Moto, Yates, and Martinez. Yeah, Yates just tries to get past him, and Vega in the 88 just decides to turn right in front of him. Not sure what is going on with Vega in that 88. And then here goes Parker. Vega gets going straight. Here comes Parker. Yeah, looks like Parker decides to stay out of his way. As now Vega really is trying to just get going at this point. As we get back to live racing, see if we can simulate this. They're slowly catching up. While the pace cars keep going, so we have another lap at least. Yeah, it looks like Vega, nobody else dropped out. As we now take a look here, as Green right now is leading with Jarvie right behind him. Definitely an interesting race, to say at least. We're on lap 73, so under 10 laps to go. As we still have about 20 cars that are still running. So again, that lead right here for the fastest lap between the 88, 17, and 32. That's definitely very good for some of them. And of course, the 33 never got a lap as they blew an engine at the start of the race. So definitely not what Weber Racing wanted to see. So we do have at least another lap, or at least one more lap to go. I know there will be a couple of lapped cars. There's like Vega, Parker, Walker Jr., Thorne, and 32 Baxter are all going to be able to come up and see if they can get a lap back, which we've all seen what they've done the last couple of laps. They just cannot keep speed. We have 15 cars on the lead lap. Definitely so far been a very eventful race. I think two big ones that took out some of the field, and then a couple of spins. So we will go green on lap 75 of 81, and we will see who is going to be able to keep, or who is going to be able to come up and win this race. Right now, green has the best shot at it, but everybody behind him is gunning for it. We'll see if Martin in that 72 is going to be able to get past Baxter in that 32 lapped car. So we will have to see. I'm going to see if he's going to bring the 17-7 with him. Though we do see that Barker, Mayflower Racing, still has a guy ready to come in to win. Same with Pitch Racing with Webb or Ward, but Ward just does not have the speed. As we see green take the green flag. And definitely does not get a run on Jarvie. But Baxter in that 32 car definitely didn't get a good start either. As there is a pack starting to form as cars are just trying to get past some of these lapped cars. Definitely going to be an eventful race, at least for the backpack, as people are trying to get some good finishes, make up one or two more spots. As we do have a pack forming here. But it looks like everybody is good to go. So we take a look at the top four, which top four right now are within a second of each other. We see Bishop in that 12 car going for the lead. He should get it because it looks like he's going to get some help by the 72 of Martin. As we hit lap 70 with 77 of 81. Here comes Jarvie and Martin. See if they can get on the inside of Bishop. They're not going to, but they are going to hop right behind him. As it looks like Bishop now has the lead, has a decent lead on this second group, but they are definitely going to catch up to him very quickly, especially if they decide to stick with each other. As you see 17 is about a second and a half back, so it does not look like he is going to have a chance. It looks like it will be this top four that have a chance for the win, as Martin in the 72 leaves space for Jarvie. And we'll see if Jarvie's going to get some help by green and see if he's going to make a run for the lead. As right now Bishop is just running great. I don't believe he's won a race yet. And he has been near the top for a ton of races. So he's been at the top for a ton of races, but has yet to be able to get over the hump of winning, as he's taking lap 80. Only a couple more laps to go, and he is keeping Jarvie behind him. He's definitely hoping green, and here comes green. He is definitely hoping for this. Get green beside Jarvie so we can pull away a little bit. There he goes. About a half a car length ahead now. That's this little pack forming. As this may go into 3 wide for second place. It does not look like they decide to. So we take a look at the lead. Now, Bishop is leading by a large number as he's coming down. Kenny the race, and looks, there we go. Bishop winning the race here at Vegas. Looks like 72 Martin gets second place. Jarvie in that 9 car gets third place, and then Green gets fourth place. So definitely a fun race for a lot of drivers. Well, a fun race for the fans, but definitely not a fun race for owners, as only 20 cars got out of this race alive. So congratulations to Bishop for winning the race. Definitely got help by Green, who jumped beside Martin and Jarvie and were able to slow them down enough that he was able to pass everybody, or not pass everybody, able to keep ahead of everybody. So let's go ahead and save that just in case. And yeah, so congratulations to Bishop for winning the Vegas race. We only have 1 race remaining till we hit the playoffs, so definitely going to be an interesting playoffs, and should be extremely fun. So thank you so much for joining me. I will see you all next